Welcome back to the Betoota Advocate News Bulletin for Monday, the 23rd of September. You're joined today by Clancy Overell, editor of the Betoota Advocate, and only Clancy Overell, editor of the Betoota Advocate. Errol Parker's just ducked over to Japan to watch the Wallabies. He'll be supporting the Wallabies this year. He is Hong Kong born, and Hong Kong just missed out in the dying minutes there in their qualifier. They missed out, so he'll be flying the flag for Betoota and cheering on the Wallabies. Wendell Hussey, the intern, cadet, whatever you call him, he's now on the payroll. And he jumped onto the payroll just in time for him to go and take a holiday in Bali, where he will be for the next couple of weeks. So it's just me today, and it's been quite a week, actually, while the Wallabies are over there in East Asia. There's been a lot happening in Australian politics that involve the nation just next door to Japan, China that is. Sam Dastyari was just the tip of the iceberg, as we've learnt in recent months. Starting with this story on Monday. Nation should just get over having a spy in Parliament, says Prime Minister with one-seat majority. Obviously, Scott Morrison has blindly and staunchly defending Gladys Liu from Chisholm electorate in Victoria. It has nothing to do with him having a one-seat majority, despite her very, very obvious ties to Chinese intelligence agencies. Morrison says there is a grubby undertone, and we should, as a nation, move forward and stop trying to undermine this politician's career just simply because of her ethnic background. He's also said Sam Dastyari was a completely different case, and shame on you for comparing the two. Now, Turnbull. Former Prime Minister Turnbull, the predecessor to Scott Morrison, has also given comment, has been quoted as saying, "I don't care, leave me alone and stop calling this number." Turnbull seems to be playing this pretty close to his chest, although we do know he was advised by ASIO last year to not meet with Gladys Liu at a fundraiser she was hosting in Melbourne because they were a bit nervous about the people that she might have at that function. Scott Morrison, however, ignored this advice because he needed all the help he could get, and it ended up working for him because he painted that map blue on election night, and we now have a Chinese spy in Parliament. Now, Albanese and the rest of the war-weary and damaged goods that are the Federal Labor Party have given comment on this particular issue involving the member for Chisholm. Labor says Prime Minister's dodgy links to China is especially worrying if no one is getting paid. Of course, Labor can't exactly sit on too high of a horse this week, especially given the previous week's ICAC inquiries down in Sydney, which found the New South Wales Labor branch actually accepting Aldi bags full to the brim of cash, donations from Chinese nationals with close ties to construction industry and, of course, the Communist Party of China. Not a very good look, but as Albo pointed out, neither is the PM's current situation, and you'd at least want to get paid if you were going to do this. Now, elsewhere in the country, in the minor parties, it seems that there's been Chinese spies trying to infiltrate the crossbench. With this story we published earlier in the week, Chinese spy tasked with infiltrating the KAP, Qatar Australia Party, was forced to learn Slim Dusty's entire back catalogue. Darren did bite off more than he could chew, it seems. He was interested in joining the KAP, particularly because of the mining and agricultural interests that exist in the Great Northwest. And Qatar's the man you need to win over if you want to get your foot in the door in that part of the world. But he didn't realise in becoming a member of the Qatar Party, it was actually a prerequisite to know every single Slim Dusty song ever recorded, which is a fuckload. Considering he recorded 100 albums, it's a tough call, but this young Chinese student, he went and did it. He still doesn't know if he's accepted into the party, though. Bob is pretty cunning, and he has a few more tests for him, we believe. Now, a Chinese spy has also tried to infiltrate the National Party. He's had to learn a few things if he wants to remain undercover. Of course, both Darren from the KAP spy and this current one, Daniel, have all invested in Dryser Bones and Kubra hats, but is that going to be enough? When it comes to the National Party, Daniel's had to learn to fly a plane, ride a horse, and fuck his woman. He's also learnt that if you walk up to a woman and grab them by your strong hand behind the neck and whisper in their ear, "G'day, mate," you're almost sure to get a start. Well, let's hope he gets a start in the National Party, because it sounds like he's putting himself through hell to get there. And at the other end of the eastern seaboard, the Chinese spy who's been tasked with infiltrating the Australian Greens Party seems to be having a tougher time than the other two I just mentioned. Also a Chinese student who's applied for membership and is trying to join the ranks of the Australian Greens has had to suffer through the indignity of having white people speak to her in Mandarin, and of course having, 22-year-old young white men telling her how much they know about her home country and asking her if she cooks traditionally at home, and also quizzing her on how Chinese she is. The warmest story of this entire Chinese spy fiasco has taken place down in Tasmania, with the Chinese spy tasked with infiltrating the Jackie Lambie network has found himself doing Meals on Wheels in Burnie, regional Tasmania. That is actually a nice story. It's good to see that Jackie's actually putting these blokes to work. We can't be giving over all of our sensitive, intelligence and national kind of political secrets for nothing. And it's good that the people of Burnie have actually, gotten some use out of this bloke. And there's definitely more to come on all of this. That's all from me this week, though. I'm Clancy Overell, hoping to have Errol and Wendell back with me next week. But until then, you be kind to each other, and as Errol would say, please stay out of the pokies. This is live from Baxter Boots Studio, the Betoota Advocate News Bulletin.